There are two types of people in this world, alphas and everyone else. Alphas don't ask for permission. They don't wait for opportunities. They don't follow the crowd. Alphas create. Alphas lead. Alphas dominate. The question is, which one are you? And more importantly, which one do you want to be? Because here's the truth. Being an alpha isn't about genetics. It's not about where you were born or what you were given. It's about mentality. It's about how you think, how you move, how you show up every single day. Today, you're going to learn what it really means to have an alpha mentality. Let me tell you what an alpha is not. An alpha is not the loudest person in the room. It's not about being aggressive or disrespectful. It's not about putting others down to lift yourself up. Real alphas don't need to announce themselves. They don't need validation. They don't need approval. Their presence speaks for itself. So what I ask an alpha is someone who takes complete ownership of their life. They don't blame. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. When something goes wrong, they look in the mirror and ask, what could I have done differently? An alpha is a leader, not because they have a title, but because people naturally follow them. They inspire action through their work ethic, their integrity, their results. An alpha is confident without being arrogant. They know their worth, but they're not threatened by other people's success. They compete with themselves, not with others. An alpha is disciplined. They don't need motivation to take action. They don't need perfect conditions to get started. They show up every day, no matter what. An alpha is fearless, not because they don't feel fear, but because they act despite it. They take risks. They face challenges head on. They run toward their problems, not away from them. And most importantly, an alpha is accountable. They keep their word. They do what they say they're going to do. Their actions match their words. Now let's talk about the opposite, the beta mentality. Beta mentality is waiting for someone else to solve your problems. It's blaming your circumstances, your boss, your parents, the economy, the government. It's making excuses instead of making progress. Beta mentality is seeking approval from everyone. It's changing who you are based on who you're with. It's living your life according to other people's expectations instead of your own standards. Beta mentality is playing it safe. It's staying in your comfort zone. It's choosing security over growth. It's being average because being exceptional requires too much work. Beta mentality is following the crowd. It's doing what everyone else is doing because it feels safe. It's letting society program you instead of programming yourself. And here's the harsh truth. Most people live with a beta mentality. Most people are followers, not leaders. Most people are reactive, not proactive. Most people are consumers, not creators. But you're different. You're watching this video because something inside you knows you're meant for more. You're tired of being average. You're tired of following. You're tired of playing small. You're ready to develop an alpha mentality. Here's what you need to understand. The world doesn't reward average. The world doesn't celebrate mediocrity. The world bows alphas. The world follows alphas. The world remembers alphas. Think about every successful person you admire. Every leader, every champion, every legend. They all have one thing in common, alpha mentality. They refuse to be average. They refuse to follow. They refuse to play by the rules that were designed to keep them small. So, how do you develop an alpha mentality? How do you go from follower to leader? From reactive to proactive? From average to exceptional? First, take extreme ownership. Starting today, everything that happens in your life is your responsibility. Your success? That's on you. Your failures? That's on you too. Your happiness, your health, your wealth, your relationships, all of it is your responsibility. Stop giving your power away by blaming external circumstances. Second, set your own standards. Stop living by society's definition of success. Stop chasing what everyone else is chasing. Define success on your terms. Set standards that are higher than what's expected. And then hold yourself to those standards even when nobody's watching. Third, become uncomfortably comfortable with discomfort. Alphas live outside their comfort zone. They seek challenges. They embrace struggle. They know that growth happens in discomfort. So stop avoiding hard things. Start running toward them. Fourth, lead by example. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need permission to inspire others. Lead through your actions. Show people what's possible through your work ethic, your discipline, your results. Be the example you wish you had. Fifth, protect your energy. Alphas are selective about who they spend time with. They don't waste energy on toxic people, drama, or negativity. They surround themselves with other alphas. They build circles that challenge them, inspire them, elevate them. Sixth, speak less, do more. Alphas don't announce their plans. They don't seek attention. They don't need to prove themselves with words. They let their results speak for them. So stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. And finally, never stop improving. Alphas are always learning, always growing, always evolving. They're never satisfied with where they are. They compete with the person they were yesterday. Every day, they get 1% better. Imagine yourself 6 months from now with a fully developed alpha mentality. You wake up and you're in complete control. You don't need an alarm because your discipline wakes you up. You don't need motivation because your purpose drives you. You don't need validation because your results speak for themselves. You walk into any room with confidence. Not arrogance, but genuine confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are and what you're capable of. People feel your energy before you even speak. They respect you. They follow you. They want what you have. Your life is different because you're different. You're no longer reacting to life. You're creating it. You're no longer following the path. You're making your own. You're no longer average. You're exceptional. Your business is growing because you lead with vision and execute with discipline. Your body is transformed because you train like an alpha. Your relationships are strong because you communicate like an alpha. Your mind is sharp because you think like an alpha. People ask you what changed. They want to know your secret. They want to know how you did it. And you tell them the truth. I developed an alpha mentality. I stopped making excuses and started taking ownership. I stopped following and started leading. I stopped being average and started being exceptional. That's what's possible when you develop an alpha mentality. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of your excuses, your fears, your comfort zone. So here's your choice. You can keep living with a beta mentality. You can keep following. You can keep making excuses. You can keep being average. Or you can decide right now, in this moment, that you're done being average. You're done following. You're done playing small. You can decide that from this day forward, you're going to develop an alpha mentality. You're going to take ownership. You're going to lead. You're going to dominate. Starting today, show up like an alpha. Walk like an alpha. Talk like an alpha. Think like an alpha. Work like an alpha. When challenges come, and they will face them like an alpha. When people doubt you, and they will prove them wrong like an alpha. When you want to quit, and you will push through like an alpha. The world needs more alphas, more leaders, more people who refuse to be average, more people who take ownership, more people who inspire through their actions. Be that person. Develop that mentality. Become that alpha. The alpha version of you is waiting. Stop making it wait any longer. Alpha mentality. Starting now.